Jay?
What up? I
I
just
already
need
did mine.
Dawn, do you want to say
What
it?
up, G?
Yes. Welcome to episode 23. Here we are.
Yeah,
I just had to take a breath in the beginning because this has been a week. And before we get into that, Lindsay, you want to introduce Dawn?
John the Bomb,
Dawn the Bomb.
Sunrise, the best dance facilitating instructor I have, dance fitness I have ever had the privilege of attending classes. Every time I go to a Zumba class or a bar fit, whatever, I walk out and I'm like, Dawn is way better. I miss Dawn's classes. My former sister-in-law, but sister at heart, soul sister, Dawn Mammone. Thank you for joining us. And what else can I say about Dawn? Uh, an amazing healing facilitator, energy, spiritual, intuitive, blessing, ray of light. I don't know. I could go on and on about how amazing she is. And so thank you for joining us in this conversation.
Thank you so much. That was so sweet. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Oh
love
my God. Do you know what happened last night? I just remembered this. So
mm,
I was like, please let me get a good night's sleep. So I wake up at like, I don't even know what time it was, the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. And I have my phone with me to see. And all of a sudden, a song starts playing. Guess which one it was, Lindsay?
Oh my God. Moo shake drop.
It was.
ah,
Who sings that?
I don't even remember.
It's an old song that we used to do in my Zumba class.
oh,
Yeah.
It's
nice.
like the middle of the night. I'm like trying to like go pee quick, get back to bed, and that just starts playing, and I'm like, ah! And it's
That is
so like
awesome.
Oh my,
not quiet,
we
but
did
I
that.
was like, you can't make this stuff up. Like
It's for
that's
show.
never happened before.
That's
That makes
awesome.
me laugh so, that
It's
brings
kind
so
of
much
our song.
joy. I love this so much. We did that at my wedding.
I know. And
Oh,
I
that's
saw that picture
funny.
not too long ago, and I could hear it playing in the background, just like looking at the picture.
Now I need to,
So fun.
now I need to listen to it. That's great.
That's fun. It's always really like just such a beautiful thing to have those synchronistic moments, whether they're tiny or big. I mean, that's just so fun.
I know. It was
Yeah.
pretty fun. And I got back to sleep, so that was fun too.
That's also really good. Yeah.
And on another note, this
Yeah.
morning, after I did my morning practice and meditation, I got up and the two bald eagles flew in front of me.
What?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
I was like, I mean, I've seen them before, but usually they're not like as close. I live in front of a lake, and so they tend to be on the other side of the lake, and it's like a certain season. Usually it's just one, but they're obviously like maybe mated, and so sometimes I'll see the two, but they literally flew like in front of my window, and I was like,
Wow.
okay, that's kind of awesome.
That's so cool. Do
Yeah.
you know the bald eagle totem at all?
So it's actually my spirit animal, like my spirit.
Oh, that's even cooler.
And it's so funny because when I first realized this years ago, I was kind of bummed because I was like, oh, I wanted to be like a pretty butterfly or something.
Not a bald eagle.
But I was like, okay, it's a bald eagle. That's pretty awesome. And it so goes with like kind of like the week and the consciousness out there too. It's like viewing things from our higher perspective.
Mm,
And that's so important, like all the time, not just this week, but it was just really synchronistic in that way too. So
that's really good.
yeah,
Ooh,
not
okay.
to get caught up in all the ugh, language and all the feelings and the emotions, but like the higher perspective and viewpoint is
Yeah.
what matters.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah, because we can get caught up in our human stuff, our humanness, and you
Hmm.
know, that's the path. We
Yeah.
are human, we are humans, and so we're gonna have that. But just that reminder to go up and see that higher perspective.
Yeah. That's really good.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice segue into check-ins. Because I think that that theme relates to, when you're going through spiritual like uncoverings, that's what I'll call it, slash processing things in your body that are uncomfortable. I think that perspective that you just stated is huge and can also be very challenging to create.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, so I've had like several years of digestive problems, and it like really kicked up this last week. Like I got sick, and then it affected my digestion really bad, and I've been like slowly moving out of that. But yesterday, I was on the phone with Lindsay crying because I was in so much pain. And it's so helpful to reach out to such a lovely bestie, dude bro bestie twin. And she really helps me. Like when I'm in that pain, it's so hard to zoom out, but she really helps me zoom out in those moments. And then I allow myself to like cry and
Sure.
feel what I need to feel. And then I can zoom out a little bit more.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been quite the process for me. And I really believe that it's because I'm so close to healing my gut that this had to happen in order for me to like really dive into some sort of like detox or program to help heal my gut more. And I've been doing a lot of research on, I don't know if you guys are familiar with GAPS, GAPS diet. It's like a slow, gentle process of healing the lining of your gut. And my body just keeps saying, yes, yeah, like just do that. That's going to really help you. And so, yeah, I'm seeing the other side of this, still in it in some ways, but seeing the other side, and I'm really hopeful about that. So that's been my week. Lindsay, how's your week been?
Dude. I've had a migraine for like 13 days. And I am so grateful that yesterday, like I started to like feel like some
Yeah.
relief. Um, I mean, not only staring at two computer screens and having a very stressful job, but also like just recovering from a brain injury. Just there's an ebb and a flow of navigating a lot of headaches and migraines, and but I'm convinced that it's all energy. I'm convinced that it's all like, okay, I'm in a stressful environment and I'm not quite able to leave it just yet. And I have to tell myself, okay, hang in there. By the end of the year, you'll be able to go back down to part-time. Hang in there. It's like it's a transition. Hang in there. Or something very amazing could suddenly appear into my life, and I'm open to that too. Of, I'm not locked into the narrative. Okay, by the end of the year, I'm very much like, okay, universe, if there's a better opportunity that presents itself before, I am open and willing to receive that too. So this week was a lot of slowness, a lot of breath, wearing my pink glasses around the office
Love it.
like a rock star of just, this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
Some people just barge their way into my office, and I literally was like, hold up,
Hmm.
check yourself, please. Slow down, please. And literally verbalizing that.
Yeah.
And I now have two Himalayan salt lamps in my office. I'm just unapologetically working with that as my light in my office. So this week, I think it was a success, even though I was still uncomfortable. It was a success in the sense of like, nope, this is what I need, and I'm just unapologetically going for it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
Uh,
good. Dawn, how about you? How's your week been?
yeah, so I actually got sick too, but
Yeah, yeah.
definitely feel like, it's always energetic anyway. So yeah, definitely lots of things just surfacing to be cleared. And like you were saying earlier, like honestly to be felt, to
Yeah,
let you feel it while it's happening. And, I also feel like the other part with that is too, when we can do that, not only does it help move the energy through, but it helps us to have compassion for other humans
sure.
because we're all going through something. And if we're not, even if it's in this moment at some point, and if you just don't have that point of reference because you don't, have that awareness of yourself or whatever, use another like tool of disassociation or, whatever the case may be, it's like, it's important to be in that again, that humanness and feel it. And it helps us to have compassion for one another
Yeah,
that we might not have the same exact thing, but we're all on this ride. We're in these human bodies and we have our path and our journey. And I feel like it does help with that. And it doesn't feel good while you're going through it,
sure.
especially when it lingers and it's, days or weeks or months and but it's like it's a spiral, it's like coming back to the same things, we know the path isn't really linear and that's okay. But I feel like we are always
Yeah,
moving this way, but it's still a spiral. So definitely felt all of that, spent time feeling it and being with it, did a lot of resting as well and just being quiet and spending time in meditation and
mhm.
just, going within and trying to not get caught up in all of the outside noise and uproars of the week and the human emotions and all of that and trying to just get to and stay in that place of neutrality and that, that bald eagle higher perspective place where in the grand scheme of things, as much as it doesn't feel like it in so many moments in our experience, it really is all okay.
Right.
Like it is. And it's so hard to, you don't necessarily need to maybe speak that to someone when they're in there, you want to honor where they are, but like in the grand scheme, everything is working out for us.
Yeah.
So just finding the balance of that through the week. And
Hmm.
I'm a Libra anyway, so it's
See,
always
I was
cool.
just about to ask you, what is your big three? That's so cool.
Um,
I was just about to
what
ask.
what is what?
Your big three. So you're a Libra sun.
Yeah,
Do you know your moon and rising?
my rising is Leo.
Okay.
Did you know that, Lindsay?
I did.
Did you? And I don't know. I don't remember now. Oh, shoot. Is it maybe they're both Leo?
Oh, Leo moon.
I'm not sure. I know definitely the rising is Leo, but yeah. I'm definitely a Libra through and through and through.
That's awesome. How do you experience the Libra energy?
Um, I just saw my husband go, it's tough. It is tough. He's always like from out here, it's really hard. Um, I mean, God, definitely like through my life, the decision making part, but I feel like I've got better at that the more that I, do my meditation practice and, all of that. Um, honestly, how it shows up the most, I might actually get emotional. I just want, I like was born into this like just peace. Like I just want peace
Hmm.
for everybody. And I want that that harmony. And it's, yeah, being an empathic Libra is definitely quite a job,
Yeah.
in this world. But again, it's all good. It's every day is an opportunity. But I honestly think that's where it shows up the most. I like bringing people together, and harmony, and
Hmm.
I don't know, there's not even really words. It's interesting because I just started um, looking through. My mom's house was sold a few months back, and my husband went up and helped to clean it out. And I've had all these boxes. And so I was like, I got to get to these before this next eclipse. And so when I started unpacking them, I found like three 8x10 pictures of me as a little girl.
Oh, wow.
And I have been just talking to her every day, like looking her in the eye in these pictures. And I mean, I don't know what this sounds like from the outside, but I don't even care. It's like this little girl, the innocence in her eyes, and just this like bright and lightness. It's like I came in just like wanting to like heal the world. It's like one, that's not your responsibility. Two, it's never gonna happen. Like, so that's kind of been my whole journey, if I'm being honest. It's like that learning that detachment from wanting to be that harmonizer and bringing people together and having that peace and balance and everything, and realizing I'm the only person that I can,
Do that for.
shift, so I need to just live that within myself, and that's my role. But yeah, that's how it shows up the most. But yeah, just spending time looking into this little girl's eyes, it's just like you just see the innocence and the light. And like I feel like that's again just so important, especially this week, to if we can all, go within and go into that inner child and see that in other people. Because nobody was born evil.
Right.
And I could say so much more, but yeah, it's just
Hmm.
seeing each other through a different lens, So there you go. Where there's the eagle spirit, the higher perspective,
Zooming out. Yeah.
inner child,
Mm.
and it's all important. And like we touched on too, like just honoring the humanness and just holding a space for it, for all of it,
Yeah.
without judgment, and as much as possible, holding off on judgment and attachment to making things different.
That's really good. Thank you for that, Dawn. Um, the elements that you spoke to are a nice segue into um, us as like facilitators, healers, and it's also interesting that you mentioned inner child because I also have been experiencing some stuff around my inner child this week too. Uh, I don't know if everybody's familiar with EMDR, but it's a type of trauma modality. And I do it as a psychologist. And so sometimes I will do it on myself.
Oh, wow.
And I would say that it's best to do it with somebody else. Um, However, there are times when it is good to do on yourself. And so I did it on myself yesterday because there was this whole so much stuff came up around inner child um work for me. Like, so I'll just get into this. Uh so my sister has three kids and she has a little girl who is three. And she's gonna turn four next year. She's not turning four this year, but she keeps coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be four. When I'm four, I'm gonna be big." And she says like really cute things like that. And yesterday I was on my nightly walk and I realized like it just hit me so deeply how little she is and seeing her, like, I haven't been around a ton of little kids except for my sister's kids. And I've talked about my trauma before, but I was molested when I was 4. And to see her, like, I don't know why, but it did not click until yesterday when I saw her and I was like, oh my God, I was like that small when this thing happened. And there's something, and I'm sure like parents totally get this, like when you watch your kids grow up, um, it triggers things from your own childhood, right? And it takes you back to that. And you're like, oh my gosh, I was that little when that happened. That is wild. And I feel like it was a catalyst to go even deeper into my healing surrounding that. And one thing that I discovered in the EMDR that I did with myself was that when I was molested, the man who molested me would give me candy afterwards to be quiet about it. And so then I have this like tangled uh like association with food. And food has always been something that has been like it's been a theme in my life in various ways. Um and so to uncover that was really powerful and I'm still processing it. And I feel like this is really connected to my gut stuff. And so, Dawn, thank you for talking about your inner child and being so vulnerable in that because it was like, oh, I should share this too. Like I totally connect with what you're talking about. Like I just wanted to scoop up little me and just like completely hold her and protect her and let her know that she's safe and she doesn't have to be in that anymore. Uh, and so that's like really powerful work.
Yeah.
It totally connected to um, the depth in which we heal as healers is how we can show up for people that we work with. And so it's really um I say it's like my responsibility to heal, like especially for me in my own life, but it elevates the work that I'm able to do with my clients. And I know y'all could probably resonate with that.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
Lindsay, is that were you asking Lindsay?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I was
yeah.
like, I thought the question was directed to Dawn.
Oh no, I wanted to bring you in on this too.
Oh yeah. No, it's just, I mean, just listening to both of you, uh, the most, I think the depth of my own personal healing journey really started to expand the more inner child work that I really truly began doing.
Yeah.
Just holding little Lindsay um, in her bright light and curiosity, um, and just how she used to look at everything with such wonder. And then, you know, how can I bring more of that into my present day,
Yeah.
into every day of, something as simple as pink sunglasses, um, a disco ball installation in your kitchen. Don't, Dawn, I don't know if I showed you.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Amazing.
Just like, how can I bring more light and fun and curiosity into my and play into my day?
Yeah.
Because life gets so serious.
Yep.
And being a healer and being on the healing journey can put you in such a serious mode of like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to tackle this, and I'm going to help heal this, and or channel this and facilitate this, and uh, but really, I think I say all the time, I know that God made me such a goofball so that I can bring laughter into this space, which really is, I think, the best medicine for it.
Sure.
It softens you and opens you even more so that you can go into the depth of yourself. I mean, something as simple as the color pink really does, like, I love that you're wearing pink glasses so much. I never understood. I have to tell you, I have to backtrack. I met Dawn in 2008 and I never understood her love for pink. I just didn't get it. I was
Oh,
like, I mean, I
you
admired it. I
didn't
was
love pink? Wait. You didn't love pink all of your life?
no,
That's weird to me.
right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I I think it's something that happens to your spirit when you've reached a level in your healing of suddenly you like pink. I don't know. But
Wait,
yeah,
is that are you saying there's a hierarchy
with color with
with
pink, there
color?
might be, I don't know. As I mean, I'm committed to black, so we'll see.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so anyway, there was always this like fascination of wow, she loves pink and she really does light up with I have always been able to witness your inner child, Dawn, of just like coming to light and really taking up space and just dancing and twirling and pirouettes and just such joy and such life. And yeah, the fascination with pink, I remember being like, wow, that's so interesting. And then when I finally reached the space of, oh my God, I love pink, like then I got it. That was what, like 2 years ago, I bought highlighter pink shoes, and suddenly it was like, oh my God, this color is like my jam. I forget why I went on this um, side story.
Because you're playful and goofy. Sorry, I'm letting my cat in.
Yeah, it was connecting to the inner child of allowing the playfulness to come to light.
Yeah.
And um and I mean, maybe this is a confession, but I've always like looked back and was like, but Dawn can do it. Like Dawn lets her inner child out. Like that's
Uh,
it's
Let me make a confession here.
yeah.
Um, I mean, that's interesting that to hear you say that. And so I'm not going to discount it, but I know this. Um, and I've recognized this for a long time, like as far back as maybe 20 years. Like when I taught like fitness classes and dance fitness classes, like yes, I love it and it's my like favorite thing to do. But something about like being the instructor gave me permission to do that, to shine. Because if I like were to go to another class, like I'd be in the back. I wouldn't want to like, so it was interesting that I chose that because I feel like at times, at least at times, I've had a harder time doing that. And a big reason is I got made fun of when I was, like when I was in dance school, like a lot of people, I don't know. I think it was more, so here's what happened. So I was invited into another dance class to like perform in the recital as a solo part.
hmm.
And it was like their dance. And like I wasn't even in their class, but they like needed someone to do the solo and I was like able to do the part. And so I got ridiculed a lot and that was really hard for me.
Hmm.
And that and my inner child did. I just wanted to do it because I loved it, but I started being told like I was so good at it and it became like something like I felt like I had to live up to, even though that doesn't even feel right saying that because I didn't want to have to live up to it, but it felt like there was pressure from the outside, like it was this.
Hmm.
And I literally remember walking down the street, I don't know how old I was, probably I was a teenager. Um, and someone came up to me and they said, "Are you Dawn Mammone?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they said, "You're Dawn Mammone. You're the dancer." You're so good. And I quit dancing after that.
Oh, wow.
That's not what I wanted to be, you know? And so I feel like I've struggled with allowing my inner child to be light because when I was a child, I definitely didn't get that opportunity. Like I was taking care of everyone else. And so it's interesting to hear you say that. And it it makes me happy to hear you say that because there's obviously a piece that was there, but it's been a little bit of a struggle. And definitely, when it's your job, like, oh, I have to do that. And now I have permission to like, you know, move
Move.
around and take up space and all of that. So,
Dawn, can I ask what feelings came up there?
um, I think it was just, I was going to say, what's the feeling? Okay, so here's what's coming up. So it almost felt like, again, like something I had to like live up for, something I like should be doing when I just wanted to do it for joy and for lightness. And now it's like almost like a responsibility, like another burden. Like I'm already like doing all this stuff and for everyone else, and this was something I was doing for me. And they're like, but you're Dawn and you have to do this, and you do the solos and you do all the performances, and it's like,
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want that attachment.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for slowing that down. I want to just like pause this moment and say there's so many times where we're at brunch with friends or like we're at dinner or we're like around sitting like talking sitting with each other and somebody has a feeling that comes up and we kind of all just like avoid it. Not to dismiss it intentionally, but like because, oh, I don't want to spotlight that. I don't want to make that person feel uncomfortable. But the thing is like you just, when you sat with it, you just said something so important for you inside of that feeling. And so, like, yes, it can feel uncomfortable and vulnerable. And thank you for like going with that. Um, and it's just like that's where like the richness of connection happens when we slow down and we're like, hey, I just saw you feel this thing. Like what's going on? You know? And I don't feel like we do that enough. And it makes me emotional because that's where I want to be in my relationships with people. I want to be able to do that with other people, and I want other people to be able to do that with me because that's really where the good stuff lives. So I just really appreciate you dropping into that, Don.
Yeah, and thank you for asking that and for seeing me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to see you.
yeah,
I want to see everybody that I have meaningful conversations with. And I want to be seen too. Like there's a I think that's an emphasis that we have with North Node is learning how to deeply give and receive. And that's such a gift when we get to do that. Yeah. What else, y'all?
let's see.
That really did make me tear up. That was great. I think it also, I'll just drop another little thing in about inner child stuff. Like, I think it's so important to me to do that because in my family, we would walk around just in our protective parts and we wouldn't see each other.
Yeah,
And it was sad because it's like, I'm living with all these people that I don't really know them and they don't really know me. Oh man, like in the future, like meeting friends, making friends, having a family of my own, like I want to make sure that I practice that. And doesn't that usually happen? It's like the wounds that we experience turn into these like deep gifts and superpowers that we all have and we all can cultivate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. And I feel like, again, I mentioned before, like it's important to, you're not always going to have the exact frame of reference. So if you don't go in and you're not, connected to your own inner child, like you don't have the capacity maybe to do that. But like that's where the beauty of doing that kind of work is, because we want to connect with one another in that like grounded way where we're witnessing each other and we're allowing each other to be where we are without the judgment, or like when I grew up, like it was like, oh, like I'm too sensitive, so it's like,
Mm.
you know why bother having an emotion, because it's just gonna get, like it's just because you're sensitive,
Right.
not like actually asking questions about how I'm really feeling, or what's coming up, or
Yeah.
it just matters so much. So
Yeah.
it's such a good reminder this week for people that, may not want to hear it, but it's always about going inside first and like connecting to your own inner child and your own wounds, so that you can witness,
Yeah.
the wounds of other people, and also the, world events and things that are happening, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super important. And it helps you like understand how you're projecting outwardly, right? Like if you don't sit with yourself and you're just projecting, you're gonna constantly be thinking that it's them. They're the
Exactly.
ones, right? So yeah, that's a really, really important thing for sure. Um, and it's so easy. I mean, the design of this matrix, right, is to get so distracted with the external that you don't even pay attention to yourself.
Yeah. This is interesting too, Lindsay, when you were talking about what were you talking about? You're talking about inner child, and it occurred to me like most of the inner child work that I've done with myself, like when I go to check in with her, it's like, oh my God, she's terrified. Or, I never really saw what I saw in this picture, this 8 by 10 picture, was that light in her eyes. And it's like, okay, so like maybe uncovering the wound is important too, but it's also, again, coming back to like the light, which is what my new podcast is. It's all about, it's like the balance of it, but like we are that light at the core of everything. We are these divine beings of love and light, and that's so important to remember. So seeing these like sparkling little eyes was just like, it was so profound, because I never really, I don't know if it's really never, but I don't remember paying attention to that when I tuned into my inner child, because it's always been around, fear or sadness, or, those kind of things.
Right.
So when I was like really tuning into like the light, it's like, oh my God, you beautiful little girl. Like you are so precious. And that's, again, like we want to be able to witness that in everybody, no matter what they've done,
Right. Yeah.
or what you think they've done, or whatever. It's like we're all just humans, and there's a light in there somewhere. And,
Hmm.
something happened along the way, and, maybe they're not portraying their best version of themselves, or their light, but that doesn't mean it's not there.
Yeah. It's a really good point. I think that's why Lindsay and I like the resistors the most in our groups because they present with this like hard shell of like mm, I'm not doing that, or I'm not going to express my feelings. But usually those are the most tender people inside. Like usually those are the most like sensitive. Um, I mean, it's so interesting. The word sensitive, right? Like it gets a bad rap, but it's actually really important that we have sensitivities. It allows us to like use our attention to pick up on really important things. But anyways, that's a tangent. But yeah, Lindsay and I love the resistors because of that. Because it's like, well, you built up these layers of protection for a good reason. Let's honor that, and then let's also see like what's underneath it. Like let's uncover those like those tender parts of you, that inner child that like sparkles and ha maybe hasn't gotten to sparkle in like years, right? It's a powerful experience. Like we've seen some major resistors come out on the other side just like so tender. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Especially when they like they move towards me and they're like, "Oh, I'll like hide behind Lindsay." And then they realize like, "No, she's the one provoking us. No,
Yeah.
no, no. The wild card, she's a little too scary for me, so I'm just gonna no, no, no."
Yeah, there's been a few people like that. They're like, "Oh, I don't want to be near her." But then I want to be near her, right? By
Right.
the end of it, they're like, "Oh, I really like you. I really like your style and how you approach people." Yeah. It's so funny. Um, that's really good. Yeah.
Oh my God. So still on the inner child. So
Yeah.
yesterday I went to lunch with my husband and we were sitting outside and this family was walking by and these kids stop and they're in this state of wonder and like excitement and joy and they're like, look at that. That's new. Oh my God, that wasn't there before. And they were like ecstatic bliss. And I don't even know what it was about in the moment, but I am like smiling ear to ear, and my heart is filled with joy.
Yeah.
And I just look at the dad, and he smiles at me too. And like that, that was a moment too, because it's like I don't know if he was a Republican or a Democrat or an independent, like, and I don't know what his all of that, right? It's like a human moment. Like we both just saw and felt the joy in that.
Yeah.
And so I had to go look. It was a weed that had grown along the building. And they were just so happy about it. Like,
That's
look,
cool.
it grew. But it was just like that childlike wonder and excitement and joy and like again that innocence. Like
Mm.
hopefully they don't even know what was happening, like in the uproar and chaos of all the emotions of everything going on this week and what that brought. But the two adults, like me and this dad, were able to like share this moment. And like again, that's just what I want for everybody to like be able to connect to that that inner light that's in there that makes you smile at a kid that's excited about a weed.
Yeah, that's
And they're
awesome.
not judging it because,
Right.
it's not a flower or they're
Right.
not needing to be different. They're not needing to pull it out. They're just like, this is amazing.
Yeah, like it's inherently what it is, and they're celebrating that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, wouldn't that be a beautiful thing if we could do that with each other like all the time? It really would be a different world if we like broke through um all the layers that are barriers to loving each other and that humanness like that you're talking about, and how like it's great that we have language and we can define things and categorize things. Um, and I do think the shadow side of that is that it becomes this barrier and we identify too much with the label or whatever it is. And and then we miss the presence of what is actually happening inside of us. Like I had this conversation with my brother-in-law and my sister of like labels, diagnoses, in my realm are helpful. They're helpful. However, we see that people are now like over identifying with these things. Like, I have anxiety. I am anxious. And and anxiety, just from a psychological standpoint, is only the first layer. It's the thing that's trying to get our attention to go deeper into like the depth of ourselves. But I just see that like we stop at that and we over identify with it, and then we actually perpetuate it even more. And so I love what you're saying, because if we can get underneath those layers, validate those layers because they're there for a reason, but if we can get underneath them and really be in our humanness and see other people's humanness, even if they are so different than us, man, that can shift so many things in such good, loving ways. Yeah. Listen, as a psychologist, I wish I could just throw out diagnoses. Like, I don't like them. And I
Yeah.
will continue to say that. I don't usually even talk about them in sessions, and it's for
I
good
don't
reason.
either. I never like I was like, wow, I actually said labels to like I don't even speak those words because it just isn't I just see oneness. I
Right?
just do.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I feel like we are uncovering things and I mean, we are evolving and sometimes it just doesn't look that way. But again, it's like that we're just getting deeper into it and things are coming up to be revealed and
Right.
it is happening. It is happening.
It is. And I think it's, again, like it's okay to use labels if that helps inform you.
Yeah.
That's like, oh yeah, I do resonate with that, and that is helpful for me to understand and put like a framework behind something. And I want to validate that. And it's like, as humans, I feel like we can go extremes with things and forget, like, oh, I'm not actually that diagnosis. I experience things related to that, and it gives me language to put to my experience. But and Don, I think you talked about this before we were recording, is like going with the flow. What I've noticed like the past 2 weeks especially is this theme of our mind wants to figure things out and like overly attach to especially areas that we struggle with, and we want some sort of control over. And it's just been like, okay, for example, like for me, it's been my health and relationships. And I've been feeling that those like intense, intrusive thoughts and like my mind wanting to control things. And I just realized like this week, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna detach as much as I can from that and breathe and surrender it. And my mind isn't gonna get it, and that's okay. Mind, thank you for what you do. Um,
Yep.
and I'm just gonna listen to my intuition and stay in my body as much as I can. And I feel like we're really being called to do that in many different ways right now, especially with like the eclipses going on and shifting energies and all of that. So it's an interesting time.
It's
Yeah, especially for me because my ruling planet of my chart is Mercury. So I'm gonna be prone to just continue to go back to my mind. So yeah, that's fun.
but you're right. It's like we want to have that control and that sense of safety. And so
Yeah.
everyone panics
Yeah,
to
especially.
try to have the control. But I always go back to the serenity prayer because it's
Mm,
like it's
yeah,
everything, you know,
it is.
wisdom to know the difference.
Yeah. Yes, that discernment, huge. Yeah. So what would y'all say has been really helpful as you've been in your own healing journey as a healer? What stands out to you? And it doesn't, there's no perfect answer here. Just any thoughts around like you as a healer in your own healing journey. Um, what's been like really profound?
Go ahead, Lindsay.
Um,
What's helped you navigate that? What's like been some of the things that are like consistently, oh yeah, I keep going back to this, and this has been super like huge for me.
as a facilitator, to remember that I'm just the vessel. I continue to say, okay, I offer myself to the higher spirit, to God, to work, to have God work through me.
Hmm.
Whether I'm facilitating, you know, chronic healing sessions or any other healing modalities that I facilitate, or for North Node,
Hmm.
or as an instructor, or holding space somebody for a coaching session. It's not I'm just the vessel, and it's almost like a collage. Like I use various like things that come to mind just to stay open to my intuition, to be able to provide a possibility for somebody. Um, and then for me on this healing journey, it really is just coming back to being able to love
Mm.
exactly who I am in this moment, even in the discomfort of a migraine that lasts 2 weeks, or shooting nerve pain. It's like how can I love on this body, or where I'm at emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, you name it. Like how can I just how can I just love at a deeper level? Yeah,
Yeah, that's really good. Goes back to love.
yeah. It all does.
Hmm.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's great. How about you, Don? Any thoughts on that?
Say the question again.
Yeah, what are things that have what are practices or things that you've noticed that you've gone back to as a healer and in your healing process that has like supported you and has allowed you to navigate the like you were saying earlier, that it's not linear, this spiral. Like what do you keep going back to that has allowed you to feel centered or even just like given you permission to feel? It doesn't even have to be like groundedness. It could be actually the opposite of like full on expressing like anger or rage, right? Like I guess what I'm saying is what's brought you back to like how you can authentically be with yourself in your own process and then with other people.
For me, Kundalini yoga is my go-to. Uh,
Nice.
yeah, I did a actually 200-hour Kundalini yoga teacher training in 2021 when I
Nice.
was in the deepest like despair and trauma of my life, that I've had to navigate like emotionally, physically, mentally. Like it was just a really hard time. And, COVID had shut the world down. And so I was navigating most of it by myself. And I had touched on Kundalini yoga back probably 2015 maybe. But I didn't start like a daily regular practice up until 2021. And that has been probably the biggest catalyst for, well, the name of our teacher training was self mastery.
Nice.
And it's just, all the things, moving the body, moving the energy through the body. It's mantra, it's meditation, it's all of that combined. Um, yeah, that has been for sure for me the thing that I always go back to. And when I don't practice regularly, I don't I don't feel good. And it, not to say that like it it's a catalyst. It brings stuff up. So
Sure.
it's a lot, and there is a balance in that, and everybody's different, so I'm not saying it's for everybody and that everyone should practice in the same way. The first teacher training that I did was actually a non-traditional, which I like. I'm kind of non-traditional anyway. I kind of like to, the teacher reminds me a lot like me because I kind of like to do my own thing. It's like, did I really teach like a Zumba class the way most Zumba instructors did it? Not really, but it's still, it's still facilitated, healing and movement and
Yeah.
coming back to that. So my favorite Kundalini yoga mantra, my favorite mantra just all around is Satnam, Satnam.
What does
I
that
don't
mean?
know if, say it again.
What does that mean?
So it translates to truth is my identity.
Ooh, that's good.
Goosebumps. So it's the most expansive mantra there is. So again,
Yeah.
there can be all these different levels of truth. That does exist in this 3D world. The sky can be blue, it can also be white, with clouds, and there's all these layers. But like the true essence of who we are
Yeah.
is it's within us. And that's where I just always want to get back in alignment with. And so,
That's
yeah,
awesome. Very
such a
cool.
powerful mantra.
That is. Yeah. I got goosebumps too. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
Not
great.
our stories, it's not our traumas, it's
Right.
truth.
Yeah.
Truth is our essence. And so that's what brings me back. And again, it's not like it's a abrupt, like, oh, here I am. And like it might not feel very good. But you have to move through the layers and all the stuff to get back to that place. So that's my daily practice. That's my daily devotion.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. So there's so Lindsay, for you, it's like you being a vessel and going back to like the self-love and self-love practices that you incorporate, which I'm sure there's a variety of those. And then Dawn, for you, it's the Kundalini yoga, which I'm not super familiar with, but it sounds really profound.
So there's a lot of fear around it because, and especially now, because the name that's always associated with Kundalini yoga is Yogi Bhajan, and that's just another human being
Mhm.
on a human path and journey. And so he was the one that brought this practice, like, to the United States. And he's had his own journey, and he's not perfect, and he's done some things, and
Mm.
that's come to light. And so, again, the humans box that together. And so now Kundalini is bad. And it's like Kundalini is just our energy within us. Like, how can
Right.
that be bad? But yes, it can stir things up. And, again, everyone's different. So, I would say, to practice it with, a teacher for sure. Because it's important to have someone to help you help you through the journey as you're kind of navigating all the stuff, especially if you've never done any like inner work,
Yeah.
and just like dive in, So that's there is like a kind of a fear around that. But a lot of the practices that I did, again, were very non-traditional in the sense that there was also a lot of like grounding practices that went with it. Um, but I also do love traditional Kundalini yoga as well. And I also did another teacher training. And I think I'm getting ready to do another one because I just love it.
That's awesome. Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and for me, as I was listening to y'all, I was like, yeah, I have like a variety of things that I do. I have to move my body every day, whether that's like walking or lifting, um, or doing yoga. Um, I have to like sit with my feelings, even though there's parts of me that do not want to sit with my feelings. But I made it a practice to, especially at the end of like a work day with clients, I'll just sit, listen to my body, allow whatever to come up. Um, I do my nightly walks. I do a lot of things. This really speaks to my midheaven and Gemini, because Gemini is like, let's do everything. Let's do all the things. I don't want to just do one thing. I want to do multiple things. Um, so those are some of the things. And then just like noticing the way that I speak to myself, and how I can be gentle with myself if things come up. That's been a huge thing. And really receiving care from other people, like support and receiving that nourishment, whether that's just like sitting with people and connecting with them, or like I'm actually asking for support and somebody to listen to me. All of those things have been huge in me coming back to myself. Sometimes we do need people to reflect back to us. Like, I see this in you, and you know, I love this about you. I mean, obviously, like I'm a Leo with many Leo placements, so it's my jam. But it also really helps me drop into my own love for myself and be like, actually I haven't said that to myself in a while. What do I need to say to myself that I love about myself? You know? Um, so yeah, like it's really beautiful to talk about all these things because I think it will give more people ideas of like, oh, I've never done that. That's a good idea. Maybe I'll try that, you know?
Yeah. That's a good one. The self-love
Yeah.
that's a good one. And I don't
Heck yeah.
always achieve that with flying colors, but you just reminded me when you said that there is a piece in the self-mastery series. I usually do it each year. And it's about heart opening. And so it's 40 days of writing a love letter to yourself. It's
Oh,
like,
wow.
geez, I haven't done that one in a while. I think
Cool.
probably a good time to do that.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, how can you fall in love with yourself more?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Do it, Dawn. Do
Yeah. Yep.
it. That's awesome. Well, any last thoughts before we close this out? This has been a really good conversation.
Yeah, Dawn, can you tell us a little bit more about your podcast?
Yes, we will provide the link to it in our little information box on the YouTube channel for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So it hasn't really officially started yet, but I did do one impromptu recording a couple weeks ago because the guidance was like, do it right now.
Mm. Hmm.
And I was like, okay, yep, I get it, because I could procrastinate a lot longer. And my first episode was more of a very much in line with the eclipse too. So it's very much aligned with like the energy right now. So it totally made sense of just wanting to release you know, and I use that word loosely, release, one of my past stories and past traumas because it's been such a big thing the past 6 years of my life and still is like physically in my body. I'm still working through some things. So I just felt guided to finally share that story because I had not been able to do that for years because I had so much trauma around it. I just literally couldn't speak about it for so long. And so I finally was able to do that. And so that was the first kind of piece. So I put it out there and it is imperfect and all the things, and at the same time it's completely perfect. And it's just I needed to just take that first step. And so the name of the podcast is called Living the Light. And it's kind of, again, a lot of what I've touched on today. It's like a space where I want people to be able to be seen in both their humanness and also, and also their light. The reminder going back to we're not our stories, we're not the things that have happened to us. Like we are indeed, the light, but we are embodied in this human experience. And I want to have guests that practitioners and people that have their own practices of helping the humans, live their light on this earth. And I just want to have a space for all of it, to honor all of it. And yeah, I like to call it the sacred art of being human. It's
Oh, that's awesome. I like
it's a
that.
practice. So
It
I
is.
haven't got the nudge to, like I said, I've just kind of been in more of a restful internal state right now, but we'll see when the like official, the first episode's out there, but I feel like that's more of like a bridge kind of going into this next phase of doing this podcast that I've sat on for a long time.
That's awesome. Way to take that step. That's huge.
It was a big one.
Yeah,
And
that
I'm
is big.
not, technology is not my strong suit to say the very, very least. So, you know, it's been it's been interesting. But I'm like, do I want to say this out loud? Yes, I am committed to following this through for whatever the purpose is, because it's beyond just me. It's not, about me, but it's for all of us.
That's awesome. And especially for a Leo rising, you need to express yourself.
Yeah. And I haven't. I've been quiet for a while, just processing through the many layers of this, trauma that I went through, and 2 years of caretaking for other people. And my husband had a heart attack last year, and it's been a lot. So
Yeah.
it is, I do feel like it is the right timing. And,
Really
there'll
good.
still be those things. There'll still be, the ebbs and flows, and life will still be happening. But I do feel like it is time for me to share, and, express my voice and to be seen again.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It, and
I your authentic self and speaking your truth.
Yeah.
You've had such a huge impact on me. I mean, just with pranic healing, with dance fitness, with pink, with so much. I mean, I'm so grateful that we've remained in each other's lives. Um, just your just your impact on me has been huge, and I thank you truly from the bottom of my heart. Truly,
oh,
thank you so much.
I
that's
love you.
I love you too. Yeah.
and last question, that was really sweet. Dawn, what has it been like to
I never
be
cry with glasses on.
what is it like to be on the podcast? You're an avid listener, which we really appreciate. How's this been?
It's been fun. I mean, honestly, it's been fun just to like talk to other humans and see their faces because I spend a lot of time alone and I haven't really had a lot of like community time other than, through the courses I do or whatever, but it's been awesome just to talk to people and connect.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. I'm getting like flashbacks of my neurologist last December telling me that I need to go to speech therapy and like practice talking. And it's like, I've done none of that. So I'm going to start a podcast. So it's
Yeah.
the opportunity to speak, to practice talking.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool. Great. Well, Dawn, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
And thank you, listeners, for listening and watching. We will provide information about Dawn's podcast in the link, and give a shout out to Dawn too for joining us. And yeah, love y'all. Much love. Take care. Until next time.
Thank
Bye.
you so much. Bye.